I battle an incurable disease every day. It empowers me to help people like you tap into your full potential.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's a burn.
I want everyone to have the tools and the right mindset to be the best version of themselves. Nutrition, exercise, inspirational stories to motivate and educate you. I'm Peter Nielsen, and I'm your personal life coach.
Welcome to my life coaching show. I'm Peter Nielsen. Every show, my goal is to truly help you become a better version of yourself, mind, body, and spirit, whether it's dealing with nutrition or fitness. I first want to show you what determination, perseverance, and the will to live looks like. Let's get started right now.
I enjoyed playing hockey as a youth, and I got the bug again in my late 20s. And I joined an over 30 league. One night, I took a face-off, and as I went in for the puck, he came on the back of my neck with his stick, and it shocked me, and I went right down to the ice. So I continued playing, and as a matter of fact, continued playing for like 3 months after that. But I noticed during that 3-month period that I wasn't playing as effective as I usually did. So I went to a neurologist that I had been seeing for some lower back issues, and he had sent me to a neurosurgeon with an MRI, and they wanted to do a massive surgery on my spinal cord. I chose not to take the surgery. And then I had a chiropractor analyze me, and he made a great adjustment on my neck. Everything kind of turned around. I had energy, I didn't have any neck pain, really had a normal life. When I got close to 50 though, those nerves started to pinch again. And I could tell something was wrong. So I went to my primary care doctor, and he sent me to a physical therapy doctor. He said, I'm gonna send you to emergency right away. He didn't see me more than 5 minutes. That afternoon, they went in and did a surgery on the front of my spinal cord and put 5 titanium brackets. The next day, they waited to see how my body reacted to it, and they did another MRI, and they realized they needed to do more work. So then they went around and went in the back and did the same thing. They put 5 brackets between C2 and 7. The nerve damage had already been done, and it was scary. You know, here I am, 50 years old, and you know, this just hit me, and I didn't know if I could walk again. I've come a long way, but I still want to keep going. I come to this fitness center usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it makes a big difference. The energy I get when I come here is great, and it feels good, you know, getting my heart rate up on the elliptical. Things cramp up and tighten up very fast if I stay, you know, stagnant. I always look forward to make sure that I'm moving forward and not looking backwards, because you could go crazy thinking of everything you should have, could have, would have done. Instead, I put the roadmap ahead of me of what will happen and what I can accomplish. I've been a strong person, but just like your muscles, your will can grow too, and your strength can grow. First time I met Peter, I said, hey, your show really is inspiring, and your message is great, and I love the fact that you touch all bases.
There are millions of people in this country like Eric who suffer from cervical spine issues.
I'm one of them. I had whiplash 25 years ago, and it still affects me every day. I want to go through some do's and don'ts when putting together an exercise program if you have neck issues. But first, what exactly is the cervical spine anyway? Neck anatomy is a well-engineered structure of the bones, nerves, muscles, ligaments, and tendons. The cervical spine, better known as the neck, is delicate, housing the spinal cord that sends messages from the brain to control all aspects of the body, while also remarkably strong and flexible, allowing movement in all directions. The first exercise I'm going to show you is actually the don't. You do not want to do anything, Eric, over your head, because when you do so, especially if you have cervical issues, you're going to put compression on that area, and it's a no-no. So if you have any kind of cervical, spine, neck issues, you don't want to do a military press. There's an inside grip that is less intrusive, but in my opinion, avoid at all costs anything where you're lifting weights over your head if you have neck issues. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Another exercise that you want to avoid if you have cervical spine issues is a wide grip lat pull down. And for good reason, you're coming down and all that pressure is on your neck, especially if you're doing it like this. Don't get me wrong, this is a great exercise if you're healthy, but if you just had surgery or you have an old injury from, say, whiplash like I do, then you want to avoid exercises that are going to put too much strain on your neck or your cervical spine. So this would be a no-no if you have neck issues. Another exercise you want to avoid if you have cervical neck issues, like Eric does, is a side dumbbell lateral. You're putting too much pressure when your arms are fully extended on your neck. So it's great for your rotator cuff, but your rotator cuff is connected to your neck and your traps. So a way to do this is to modify it where you're laying down and you're sideways and you're coming up like so. Now it becomes legal. But again, you don't want to do side laterals standing if you have neck issues.
I want to show you some exercises that are legal when working out with a neck injury. But first, let's take a quick break and learn how to fuel our bodies and talk nutrition.
I always say that breakfast is the most important meal in the entire day, and study after study proves that families that have breakfast together maintain their weight throughout the year. But who do you trust? Tony the Tiger? Lucky Charms? Freddie Flintstone? When you really look at it and you're walking down the aisle, color is king in the produce section of your grocery store, but definitely not in the cereal aisle. When you're bringing your children, it's easy for them to pull out something that's 2 to 3 feet high and just put it into your shopping cart. But before you do so, I want to show you some do's and don'ts on picking the healthiest cereal for your family. The first 3 ingredients will tell you everything you need to know about your cereal. Make sure it doesn't have salt, sugar, or partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. A maximum of 5 grams of sugar per serving, which equates to a little more than 1 teaspoon. Or at least try to get in your cereal a 3-to-1 ratio of carbohydrates to sugar. Pick a cereal that has no more than 300 milligrams of salt and no more than 2 to 3 grams of fat per serving. It should also have at least 2 to 3 grams of fiber per serving. If not, always add low glycemic fruit. And on a personal note, I have old-fashioned oatmeal each and every day. I put some blueberries, some raspberries, some of my protein powder on it, and that's what I've been having for decades. But one of the reasons why I choose oatmeal with just water is that it's got 2 grams of soluble fiber, and medical science says that if you associate that with a diet that consists of unsaturated fat, it's going to lower the risk of heart disease as well as lower your cholesterol. You can't buy something like that. It's something you should think about. One of my favorite vegetables, which is actually scientifically a fruit, is the tomato. And I just love the taste of a tomato, but the benefits are amazing. It has everything to do with lycopene, which gives it its color red. Lycopene, which is a carotenoid, a powerful antioxidant, helps neutralize harmful free radicals, which are associated in cancer, heart disease, macular degeneration, and other age-related illnesses. The evidence for a benefit was strongest for cancer of the prostate, lungs, and stomach. I remember growing up and my grandmother would grow tomatoes and I would eat them right off of the vine, never realizing the amazing benefits that tomatoes have for men. In a notable Harvard study of nearly 48,000 men, those who ate more than 2 servings of tomato sauce a week were up to 36% less likely to develop prostate cancer over a 12-year period of time than men who ate less than 1 serving per month.
Welcome back. Before the break, we met Eric, who has a spinal cord injury. I showed him some of the don'ts when it comes to exercise. Now, I want to show him the do's.
Eric, I want you to come over here, but first I want you to know that you want to make sure that your chest is against this pad between your sternum and your collarbone so that it really keeps an honest person honest. You're going to isolate the back muscles, the large back muscles, the lats. You're going to hold on to this inner grip, put your feet up on here, nice, secure. Always keep your chest touching that pad. Come back, elbows tucked in, blow out on exertion. This is a non-intrusive exercise with great range of motion, isolating the back without being intrusive on the cervical spine or the lower back. So if you have lower back or neck issues, this is your ticket. It is definitely a great exercise to tone and to strengthen your back muscles. Great job. This next exercise, Eric, you definitely can do as well as you can do if you have cervical spine issues. And it's all for the back part of the arm, the tricep. So you want to knees slightly bent, takes the pressure off of your lower back, shoulders back, chest out, takes the pressure off of your neck, elbows tucked in, and now you're isolating just the back part of the arm, the tricep. You do this. Make sure you stand close enough so you take the pressure off of your cervical spine. Shoulders back, chest out, knees slightly bent, elbows into your side, and blow it out. Good job. Nice, slow, fluid range of motion. The way that Eric is positioned, what he's doing is he's isolating and taking pressure off of his neck as well as his lumbar spine. All these exercises that we're doing, 3 sets, 10 repetitions, then rest for 60 seconds, 1 minute, then do your next set. 2 more reps, you're doing a good job. Make sure you breathe. As you blow out on exertion, again, you're taking pressure off of your spine. Great job, Eric. Another great exercise if you do have cervical neck issues that's legal is a seated bicep curl. And what Eric's doing is he's coming up, blowing out on exertion. He's got back support, neck support, and he's still isolating the front part of the arm, the bicep. When doing any of these exercises, make sure you check with your doctor as well as physical therapist or exercise trainer. It's imperative to your health that you put safety first before anything. Great job. Eric has got an amazing attitude, but he'll probably have chronic pain for the rest of his life. But there's so many wonderful, healthy, holistic alternatives to deal with managing pain. When I had 7 of my health clubs, I always had massage therapists in them. And whether you're a professional athlete or dealing with a physical challenge, there's nothing better than therapeutic massage.
Anybody can benefit from a massage. One of the things that massage does the best, or the top benefit of massage, is an increase in blood circulation in the body. When you increase the circulation, you're able to give the cells everything they need. So every cell in your body needs 3 things. It needs oxygen, nutrients, and it needs waste removal. When the body is doing that properly, when the blood is circulating and the cells are getting what they need, the body is able to heal itself. But in our world right now, there's so much stress that's affecting people's health, and just coming in for a massage and reducing that stress in your life can be so beneficial to your health. I would say massage is for everyone and anyone. It just has to be tailored to your needs.
Welcome back. Let's get into fitness. And we're working the upper body, and men and women, you'll do a bench press or push-ups or fly movement for your chest. But as we get older, gravity takes toll, and no one focuses on the lower parts of the chest. I want to show you a great exercise. It's called a chest decline press. Let's get started right now. The first thing that I want to show you is actually a barbell decline chest press. And I'm using a barbell. My arms are a little further than my shoulder in width, coming up, blowing out. As I'm coming down to the lower parts of my chest, getting that stretch, and then I'm coming back up, blowing out on exertion. You want to do 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Now, if you don't have a spotter or you don't have access to a barbell, I want to show you how you could do the same movement with dumbbells. You could do the same movement with dumbbells. I actually prefer them. You get a greater range of motion, and you need to use your core because maybe one side is stronger than the other, so you have to control it. And also, if you want to really isolate on the inside of the chest, you could turn and squeeze on top. So you take a deep breath, you oxygenate in through your nose, blow it out through your mouth on the way up, and then turn and squeeze. So now you're working your lower chest, and also you're working your cleavage area, the middle part, and it's almost a 2-in-1 exercise. I like this better than barbells because you just truly are getting more range of motion. Make sure you use a weight that the last 3 repetitions are challenging but not too difficult, where you're going to sacrifice form, and also do 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Don't forget to really isolate the entire muscle. So doing a decline chest press is the way to go. An area that you need to make sure that you condition is your back. If you have back problems, you know what I'm talking about. Show me a person that has good core, I'll show you a person that lowers the risk of back problems. If you have a strong back, you're really going to be in great shape. I want to show you an exercise. What we have here is just a regular bar. I put a plate here, and you can improvise by putting this in the corner of a room, and I'll show you. It's called a T-bar row, all for your lats, for your rhomboids. And you could use a handle to protect your hands, and you put it around the bar, knees slightly bent, come up, blow out on exertion, and then stretch. Don't let it hit the floor. This is all working your latissimus dorsi muscles, your rhomboids, your scapulus, all your upper back. It gives you that V shape. It also, secondarily, will work your biceps, the front part of your arms. It'll work your hamstrings, your glutes. Now, if you don't have this, check this out. You could just put one hand in front of the other, do the same movement, and then the next set, you just will vary the movement on the other side. And now you're doing the same thing, but make sure you get that nice stretch. You stretch the back out. You want to do 3 sets of 10 repetitions. This is more of an advanced movement. You want to go light enough so that you're not putting too much strain on your back. If you have back problems, you need to make sure you condition your lower back so that you can endure this exercise. I want to answer a question from Chris from Houston, Texas, and he writes, Peter, should I be taking B12 or B12 injections? Chris, before doing anything, make sure you always check with your physician. But I will say that the vitamin B12 plays a big part in the development of DNA, as well as creating healthy red blood cells. But it really doesn't stop there. The health benefits are amazing. B12 may be crucial in preventing heart disease. Studies show low levels of B12 are associated with high levels of homocysteine. That may be a risk factor for heart disease. New research just out also found elderly people with B12 deficiency had low bone density. Now that you know some of the health benefits of B12, when you're shopping, what food should you look for? One of them that has B12 is actually tuna fish. Others are cooked clams, sardines, salmon, lamb, milk, beef, and egg yolks. So you may be asking yourself, how much B12 should you be getting each and every day? The RDA for all adults is 2.4 micrograms. And for adults over 50, try to obtain 6 to 12 micrograms. People over 50 who don't excrete enough stomach acids should get more. I hope this show has truly motivated and educated each and every one of you to be a better version of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. See, the take-home message to me is very evident. When you look at Eric, all you see is him smiling. Regardless of the circumstances, he chooses to be happy because it's a choice, not a chance. So what I challenge each and every one of you is today, be grateful for the things that you have, not the things you don't have. And know that whatever the circumstances, there's always tomorrow, another chance to do it better. So as you go through this day, just be a little more grateful. Smile. Have an encouraging word for someone. And you too could experience the happiness and the joy that Eric has. Until next week, I'm Peter Nielsen, your personal life coach.